Wednesday, Season 3, Evil Doesn't Sleep. And neither do I. The camera glides slowly down a dim hallway of Nevermore Academy. The walls are lined with portraits whose eyes appear to follow every step. A storm rages outside, lightning flashing across broken glass windows. The sound is unsettling: thunder, wind, the faint creak of doors that shouldn't be open. A typewriter begins to click. The sound is steady, sharp, and almost threatening. With each strike of a key, words form on the page. They think the nightmare is over. But it's only beginning. The shot shifts to a close-up of Wednesday's black boots moving across the cracked floor tiles. We never see her face, only the sharp, determined way she walks. She carries a leather-bound diary tucked under her arm, stained with strange symbols drawn in black ink. The diary slams shut, and the candlelight flickers violently. The shadows on the wall twist into monstrous shapes, vanishing as fast as they appear. Her voice returns in a low, calm tone. Last time, they underestimated me. This time, they won't survive me. The music grows heavier, strings dragging like a heartbeat quickening. The school gates creak open, showing a vast moonlit forest. Trees bend unnaturally as if whispering secrets. In the distance, a figure watches too far to see, but close enough to feel. The section ends with a sharp cut. Wednesday's pale hand grips a silver knife under the moonlight. The screen turns black and 3 words appear in silence. The game begins. Asterisk, the screen flickers back to life with the sound of rain. Heavy drops slam against Nevermore's stained glass windows, blurring the moonlight outside. The scene shifts inside a candle-lit room. The typewriter sits on a wooden desk, but this time it is silent. Instead, we hear the steady tearing sound of a pen scratching across paper. The diary lies open, its pages filled with sketches of dark creatures, cryptic runes, and maps of underground tunnels beneath Nevermore. The camera never shows a face, only pale hands drawing symbols in ink. So deep it looks like blood. Her voice drifts over the silence. Calm, detached, and unnervingly certain. They've tried to bury the truth, but I've already dug up the corpse. Secrets never stay hidden for long, especially not from me. A candle suddenly sputters out. Shadows ripple across the walls, forming patterns like eyes. The sound of distant footsteps echoes slow, deliberate, someone watching from the hall. But Wednesday doesn't look up. She keeps writing. Her hand presses harder, the ink spreading like veins across the page. She underlines a phrase: the prophecy will awaken. The camera cuts to flashes, a dark corridor lined with broken statues, a locked door with chains rattling by themselves, a black raven perched on a window, its eyes glowing faintly white. Wednesday's voice returns. I know the storm is coming. I can hear it whispering in the walls. They think I'm just a girl with a diary. They're wrong. This is not just ink. This is evidence. And soon it will be a weapon. The pen snaps, ink spilling across the diary like spilled blood. The room shakes as if the school itself responds to her words. Books fall from shelves, pages scatter in the air, and one candle burns brighter than the rest, its flame twisting into a strange shape. The scene grows darker. A faint hum begins, almost like chanting, but distant, echoing from deep underground. Wednesday closes the diary slowly. Her hand lingers on the cover, pressing down as if to lock the power inside. Then dash silence. A raven caws sharply, breaking it. The shot pulls back to show Wednesday's silhouette at the desk, head bowed as though she's already planning her next move. The screen cuts to black. White text appears. Every mystery begins with a secret. And every secret begins with Wednesday. Asterisk, the storm outside grows louder, thunder splitting the sky like the world itself is tearing open. The screen is pitch black until suddenly a single spotlight slams down on a grand piano. Its surface is cracked, keys yellowed, strings stretched like veins. A pale hand slides across the keys, pressing one note. The sound echoes far too long, as if the piano itself is alive. Another hand joins. But this one is gloved in black leather, rings glinting in the flickering light. The 2 hands strike together, an unsettling melody begins, uneven like a heartbeat breaking apart. A voice rises. Not Wednesday's, deeper, richer, smooth, but dangerous. It flows like a song but carries venom underneath. The world has been waiting for you, Wednesday. But it has been waiting for me longer. The camera cuts to fragments never showing a face, only flashes, high-heeled boots clicking on marble floors, a cloak sweeping across a burning stage, fingers pulling the strings of a marionette, and the puppet looks disturbingly human. A silver mask catching the light, hiding a smile that feels sharper than a blade. The piano slams louder, the melody twisting into chaos. The camera pulls back to show two silhouettes across from each other, one small and steady Wednesday's shadow, the other towering, powerful, her presence filling the room like smoke. Wednesday's voice cuts in, cold, sharp as ice. "Who are you?" The other voice laughs. It's not just laughter, it's layered as if a chorus joins her. Then silence. Then a whisper, "I am everything you fear, and everything you want to become." The music shifts. A haunting remix of a familiar tune rises, a distorted echo of Gaga's iconic sound, twisted into gothic orchestral strings. The piano shakes, candles explode into flame, shadows crawl across the ceiling. A close-up, leather gloves pull a card from a deck and place it on the piano. The card burns instantly, leaving behind a single word scorched into the wood. Rival. The thunder crashes again, shaking the entire screen. Both silhouettes stand now, facing each other, unflinching. The tension is unbearable. Like two storms about to collide, text flashes violently across the black screen in silver letters. Not every enemy comes in the dark. Some arrive in the spotlight. The music cuts, silence, then one final sound, the faint hum of Lady Gaga's voice, haunting. In the distance, let the performance begin. The screen fades to black. Asterisk, the screen shakes violently with the sound of thunder. The camera races through the forest outside, Nevermore branches tearing at the lens, shadows moving like creatures hunting just beyond sight. A valse howl cuts through the storm, but it is joined by something stranger, an unholy choir, chanting in a language that should not be spoken. A candle drops. It rolls across the floor of a dark hall, fire trailing behind it until it ignites a symbol carved into the stone. The flames surge upward, shaping themselves into a twisted sigil that burns like a warning. The typewriter begins again. Click, 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 faster this time. Each word flashes across the screen in white letters: betrayal, blood, awakening. The camera cuts to chaos, a crypt door bursting open, dust and bone flying into the air. A raven's wings spread wide, feathers falling like knives. Hands reaching out of the ground, clawing their way to the surface. Wednesday's silhouette, standing in the rain, unflinching, her voice cuts through the madness, sharp and steady. Friends will turn to foes. Monsters will rise. And I will not flinch. A rapid montage begins, fast, disorienting, relentless. Students screaming as stained glass shatters. The forest alive with glowing eyes. A shadowed figure in a silver mask stepping onto the Nevermore stage, music exploding behind them. Wednesday gripping her diary like a weapon, blood dripping onto its pages. Then everything slows, silence. A single drop of blood falls onto the diary. It spreads across the cover like it has a mind of its own, forming into words. Choose your side. The music erupts again, louder, darker, thunder and violins colliding. The montage reaches its peak, Wednesday holding a blade under the moon. Lady Gaga's silhouette laughing, torches lighting a mob. The raven diving straight into the camera. The screen cuts to black. Words appear in silver flames. Secrets will be unveiled. Alliances will break. Wednesday returns. Then a final shot. Wednesday's shadow sits in her chair, diary open, pen ready. Her voice whispers one last line, so quiet it feels spoken directly into the audience's ear. The real game begins now. The music cuts, silence. Final screen. Wednesday, Season 3, only on Netflix.